Hello, good morning. Good morning. My name is Tony Gonzalez from This is Rock.
Tonio,
Yes.
Tonio, I got it.
Are you Phil?
Yes, I am indeed, yeah.
Perfect, Phil. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm baking hot. It's so warm. I've got no t-shirt on yet. Yeah, it's all very nice and summery here.
I'm interviewing you because there were some news about a new recorder, a new CD called like your new band, Ms Motel. And we have many questions about it. Our first question is, we are really happy listening to you singing again. But is Ms Motel a band or a project?
It's a band, which when we built the motel, we decided we needed an in-house band, and this is the motel's in-house band. It's a band.
If this is a band, it won't be the type of band that will have a tour across the world like UFO did.
Oh no, touring. No, that wouldn't be doing that kind of touring. We'd maybe do some gigs, a few gigs, and possibly some festival next year, but not, as you said, not round the world in a suitcase, in the blink of an eye. No, so that would be about it. That's the amount of work we do, probably.
Yes, at least I would like to see you again here in Spain at Leyendas del Rock, maybe, because yes,
that will be, if we can get a couple of cool festivals to do, we'd probably do that, and it would be very nice to revisit Spain.
the fans will find that your band sounds like UFO. Your intention was getting away from the heritage you have created or not?
It was, this was done very casually, this album. There wasn't any intention to make it sound like this or that or anything. And I'm working with Tony Newton, who's got a totally different approach to anything that I've done previously. And also Neil's stuff was different. The only obvious attachment that would be UFO sounding is me singing. But the tunes, I believe, are got a slightly different swerve there. I believe that's right.
Yes. So I imagine the first time I listened the recording that the idea that I have that UFO and this new band is because it's the same voice and your voice is unique. But we can't change that.
No, I can't. That's one thing I can't change. So whatever baggage I had from UFO will go with me till the end of my days. Yeah, or you could say, yeah, you're stuck with that, mate. Yeah, that's basically the only thread that runs through it. Yeah.
The cover design has a clear message about the music you will find inside. Is this the case of Never Judge a recording by its cover, or is the opposite, according to you?
Never judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
As you say, yeah. You did say that, didn't you?
Yes, it's Never Judge a recording by its cover.
Yeah, well, I like that cover's a bit like, oh look, it's a motel. Let's see what's going on inside this motel. No, you never judge a book by its cover, but hopefully the cover is part of the album and fits in with the band, as it is. Yeah, it's a travelling band staying at a motel. That's it.
Part of the musician are your tour mates. You mentioned previously Tony Newton. The other is Neil Carter. We would like to know we would like to know how they joined to this project.
I stepped down from UFO. I said to the lads, I don't particularly want to, I'm not doing this anymore. And, but I wanted to do something. You can't not do anything after stepping back from that. And I bumped into Tony at the Visa place in London. He was going off somewhere and I was going off, and we were just talking because I'd known him previously from Voodoo 6, but we were talking and I said, I want to get some stuff together, some tunes here, just something to do here. And he said, I've got some stuff, some tunes, some bits and stuff. And during the lockdown, which we had loads and loads of time, he sent me the backing tracks or bits of tracks, and then I could bugger around in the garage and sing along and sort some vocals out. And at the same time, Neil sent me over some stuff. He said, I've got some couple of tracks here. And that's basically how we got started. I was just doing some singing on Tony and Neil's stuff, and then before we knew it, we were sort of, shall we record it? And yeah, let's try that. And it was a bit, what's the word? Snowball effect, It was a bit snowballing. So that's how we got there. It was very casual and just like you do a hobby where you muck around doing your hobby and you're enjoying it, and then it sort of snowballs a bit. Yeah.
Neil Carter is credited in the recording as singer, but I listened to the music and I discovered that maybe it's a female voice. Am I right?
Oh yeah, there's Neil does backing vocals, and also she should be on the cover, is Zoe Devlin Love, and she came in to do backing vocals on 3, I think, tracks. Yeah. No, you're quite right. It is a female, yes.
Yes.
Unless Neil's had an operation.
Yes. So, yes.
Oh, you never know.
Yes. Now, in this moment, we'll never know.
No, it is a female, yes. Zoe.
Yes. Maybe the next year I will be married, and that's life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's life.
Yes.
Yeah, you're quite right.
Yes.
It's Zoe.
I remember Sunny Side of Heaven, Tinker Tailor, that there are really good songs, and he give a tone of voice that is sweet and is really good in contrast with your voice. Yes.
Yeah. And she's got a great voice. She also sings with a band called the Alabama 3. So she gets around a bit. I mean, singing. Yeah.
Yes. I read on the promo, the band was complete with the drummer Joe Lazarus and the guitar player Tommy Gentry. How did you take them in the band?
Well, that's a lot of this I owe to Tony Newton, because both Joe and Tommy had previously played in Voodoo 6, his band. And when we got to the bit, we were going, we're going to have to get a drummer in and a lead guitar, another guitarist. Tony said, Joe's here from my band, and Tommy's great, blah, blah, blah. And they live in the same area. It's all kind of Londonish based, North London. So it was just fitted into place. He said, here, Joe and Tommy. And they worked a treat. Worked a treat.
The case of Tommy Gentry is very interesting to me because, Phil, the drummer can play faster, slower, harder, but the guitar players makes the sound of the music. It's the face of the instrumental parts. When he plays the solo, did you give him freedom of choice to play the solos that he wanted to play?
Yeah, crafty old sod. Yes. but which he obviously realises there's a certain way this band is directed, and I think Tommy knows that there was a certain aspect of playing lead guitar that we didn't particularly want, and he knows that, and he came up with the goods. He knew which direction we didn't want to go in, but as it happened, he delivered the goods for what we wanted brilliantly.
I remember now Face of an Angel, and his guitar solo on this song is really extraordinary.
Yeah, he's good. He comes from Harlow too. He comes from Harlow.
Is there a song in this recording that gives to you a special feeling? Is special to you?
Well, most of them do, because there's some little bits in there which are biographical. So there's quite a bit of truth in a lot of them. I think, though, to sum it all up, that's where we finish up with Storyville. So Storyville sums up the whole thing, but I like the album as a package. All the numbers together after, the way they go through, the flow. I'm being theatrical here. You see, you can't see me, but I'm being very theatrical. No, I love the way it flows. No. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a joke here. No, I love the way it flows, but and I like the way Storyville sums it up.
To me, there is a song that I consider is a little different, that is other people's life, that is the most progressive songs. Tell me, how did you conceive it, other people's life?
That one I don't really know. I kind of, we're doing this over a long period, so you get the chance to go back in and try different vocals, and it always reminds me of, what is that? I read a phrase somewhere where some people are so busy doing media and looking at who's doing what and what shoes who's wearing and everything. They're so busy, they're leading other people's lives rather than their own. So that's what that kind of summary is about, You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, you're so busy doing something else, you're forgetting about leading your own life. That's what that one's about, I think.
A song that maybe won't be a single is Weather. Phil, you you in that song sing that the piano player is playing Rhapsody in Blue. And this verse made me feel really good about the message of the song. Please, could you tell me about the song?
Yeah, I think that's had to do with Paul Raymond getting arrested in Kalamazoo. Actually, he got for playing the piano, which he should have been arrested a long time ago. No, I think he got arrested there, and also I think he did that thing where you go. I think he thought he was doing all right with some girl at the bar. It turns out she was a hooker, and so instead of going, "Hey, want to come back?" So she go, I think it was $1,000. Anyway, all that was sort of a humorous look at the road thing, and basically nothing's going to change. This is how it is, so nothing's going to change your weather, nothing's going to change your... That's how it is. That's weather is the summary of everything.
One of the moments I felt that the music is wider than in your previous band are in the songs, the two songs that are mixed. Harry's Place and Wrong House. That overall, Harry's Place started like a soundtrack from the 60s. Did you do this music, or it was written for another musician?
That was Neil and Tony. We got to. I was thinking it'd been really cool to have a bit of Lalo Schifrin was the guy who did all the music on those Dirty Harry's movies, and the idea was to have something with a bit of a taste of that period. And because Neil plays everything, he did the flute on it, and it's in that style. So, and it also the Dirty Harry theme fits through into Wrong House. That was the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that is partially an irony that Harry's getting the wrong house.
Yeah, Harry's place. Harry turns up. Watch out, mate.
Yes. So in the case that you tour with that band, are you thinking of playing some UFO songs?
That would be, I think that would be really dangerous, because you'd get locked into doing UFO favourites, and I really don't want to do that. I don't think we would. It will be one of those things of see how it goes sort of thing, or play it by ear. But hopefully no, I don't know. I really don't want to do that. No, I'd stick to this. See, I'm confused now. No, I'd stick to this. What we've got is great.
Let me confess you, Phil, but in a good way, I'm really disappointed with this answer. Yes, imagine, Phil, if you want to go on tour, the managers, the promoters, the audience will ask you for UFO songs. What will happen?
Then we won't go on tour.
Hmm.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
Oh, I think that is really hard. Is this?
Well, yeah, but that's the inevitability of it. I don't want to particularly get back to where I was before. And having had one heart attack, I certainly don't want another one. Thank you.
I respect your position. I understand your position, really. But the most important is that I respect, and I think that the people must respect your point of view, because you are the creator. And when UFO gave the farewell tour, maybe there were only 2 musicians that were in the band since the very beginning, and you were one of them. Yes. Now, for this reason, you are considered one of the world's most influential rock vocalists. How can you deal with that feeling?
Well, I don't really have a clue. I don't have that feeling. I don't know how that works. I am just a bloke in a band singing, and that's about it to me. I'm nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, that's it. I don't see it any more than what it is, you know. I know a lot of people absolutely adore, doing the parties and all the stuff and everything, but it doesn't really go on here, so I'm kind of removed from all that hee-haw. No, I don't know, I haven't got a clue. Yeah, I do. I haven't got a clue.
Yes, but have you ever felt the pressure of success in your life?
No.
15 young girls knocking at your door, No, anything like that.
Oh, you dreamboat. You are a dreamer. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I went back in time there for a moment. No, that doesn't happen. It's more, oh dear, it's more like a sea of thinning hair and beers. No, that doesn't happen anymore. But thank you for that little memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could imagine that you are living in a small village here in Europe. I don't know exactly why, but tell me, where you are living, the neighbors.
I'm outside of Brighton. Outside of Brighton. So it's on the edge of the South Downs, between the sea and the Downs. So it's not in town, but if you want to get into town, you can do 10 minutes on the bus and you can have all the noise you want.
And your neighbors knows who you are and the importance. Yes?
Sorry, my German neighbours. Yes, I've got some German neighbours. I've got a young Michael Schenker living up the road to one side, and I've got a very young Herman Raubel living the other side. Yeah.
Oh.
And when we get together, we sing that song, you know. Neighbours, how'd you like to have good neighbours? Yeah, it's lovely.
Yes, and now that you mention Michael Schenker, maybe you know that Michael will release a new recording called My Years with UFO.
Oh,
Yes, do you have any opinion about it?
that little devil. No, I don't really have any opinion. Kudos. Go for it, Michael. Bless you. I don't really... No, I don't have any opinion about it. It's great that he's done the songs and he's... Yeah. You go, Michael.
I read on a website that your voice was cultivated in whiskey barrels. Do you think that description fits you, or is more a romantic than real declaration?
That's a definite romantic. For a start, I don't drink whiskey. Don't go near Jack Daniels and make me want to vomit just the smell of it. Although I have doused it in enough Coca-Cola to make it palatable. But no, that's a romantic thing. I mean, as anyone who knows anything about boozing and alcohol, it'll always come around and bite you on the arse. So at some point you're going to get bit. No, it's very romantic.
So I'm going to confess you something, Phil. I'm 63 years old. Maybe I don't remember what happened yesterday, but I remember what happened 25 years ago. Is that your case?
Only bits and pieces. You know, it's all a bit of a muddle, but sometimes you go, oh, I remember what happened then. You know, and you get someone like Andy Parker, he's got an impeccable memory. No, I've bits and pieces, probably like you. I can remember different little things, but they're all a bit vague. It's a bit like looking back at a photograph. If you look at a photograph, you go, oh, I remember that. But in your actual memory of your mind, it's a bit more hazy, you know. Yeah. Pieces. Don't forget, hang on, there's one thing. Also, happiness is the ability to forget.
Don't.
So you can forget about all the rotten stuff and just hang on to the good stuff. Yeah.
I ask you that question because my next question is about something that happened in 1981. In 1981, UFO visited Spain with Def Leppard and Rainbow. It was July in Barcelona and Madrid. And this concert was famous among the fans because it was where you fight with a rainbow roadie. and the fighting appears in a Spanish journal. Do you know that story?
Yeah, what did I say? Happiness is the ability to forget. Yeah, I do have a vague memory of that. That was most unfortunate. Yeah, and yeah, I do. All a bit silly, really, but that sort of stuff happens. Yeah, I've got a vague memory of it.
Oh, let me tell you, the journal says that you were fighting, hitting in the face to the roadie hitting you, and then the fight was over. You get into the place where the band was ready to start playing, and you say, "Let's go," and you started playing after the fight.
Yeah, that was yeah. Well, it was a bit like, well, we'll do the fight, and then let's do the gig. Yeah, it was a bit like that. It was, we've done the fight now. We're going to do the gig, which was slightly unusual, but we managed to just forget about what had gone on then and get on with what was going on now. Yeah, what was it? A bit of a hiccup.
I told you before that one of my favorite songs is "Face of an Angel." There is a verse in this song that you sang, and the verse is simple: "I smell trouble." Yes. And tell me, do you really, in the real life, sometimes you smell trouble?
Oh, I smell trouble. Like a rat with a yes. I can smell trouble, usually. Walk into a bar, you can smell where the trouble is. So everybody's got to have that smell. You know where it is. You go, whoops, looks a bit troubling here. I think I'll move over there. Or looks like it could get a bit ugly here. I think I'll go to the next pub down the road. Yeah, you've got to be able to smell that, surely. If you smell it, you avoid it. Don't go towards it.
Do you like movies, Phil?
Oh, yeah, I'm a big B-movie, horror B-movie fan. You know, the ones that are really terrible, that get the worst reviews in the world, and you go, yeah, but you've got to see it. You know, so I like those kind of stuff, but well, apart from the obvious ones like With Now and I, and you know, True Romance or something, or some other Tarantino stuff. But generally, yeah, I'm quite an avid movie fan.
There is a French movie called Irreversible. Irreversible. Right. Maybe you haven't seen it yet. It's really.
I'm writing it down.
Yes.
Right.
It's really a strong movie, but that movie shows that you try to avoid troubles, but when the troubles is over you, you cannot avoid it anymore.
Oh, that's Bruce Lee said that too. He said, avoid at all costs unless you are overwhelmed, what you just said, yeah? Oh, I should check it out. If I tell her that, she'll go, I want to watch it now. Yeah, then you should check out a movie called Giant Killer Ants, because Pete Way is in it.
Oh, don't tell me. I will check it.
No, I mean, he's not in it, but there's a guy in it who plays guitar, who looks just like him. It's kind of spooky. Giant Killer Ants.
Are you the kind of man who considers sometimes the fight is the best way to make yourself clear?
No. I mean, everybody gets a bit hot-headed now and again, but it definitely, you know what, I find it extremely stressful. So I have to, by my old accounts, is to avoid any situations like that. And you can normally feel people that are going to be slightly, you know, that way inclined, you know, yeah. I tend to avoid. It's not. It's exhausting, very stressful. I'm doing this in a theatrical voice, by the way. It's exhausting, very stressful, and I'd rather avoid it. Yeah.
Now, a question about the old times, another. In 1997, you create the band Mogg Way and release 2 albums, Edge of the World in 1997 and Chocolate Box in 1999. My question is, why you didn't continue under the UFO moniker?
I think I could get it wrong here, though. I think we'd done something with, hang on, we'd done something. Oh, in between those, because I knew Varney, Mike Varney, who ran Shrapnel, and we were doing nothing, and he said, why don't you, Phil, Pete, do an album up here in Guitarte? And that's when we did, but we were doing nothing. UFO was in suspension, and then we went back out on the road with Michael, and he disappeared halfway through the tour, the American tour. He went back to Phoenix, I think, wherever he was living, which meant the tour was cancelled. We had nothing to do, and as we was all over there, Mike said, well, why don't you come up and do a Mogg album with the band we've got? And he said, I know a guitarist. And so we went up there and with Simon, Paul Raymond, that was it, and Jeff Coleman came in. Yeah, and we recorded Chocolate Box up there. So that was the UFO thing had ended when Michael went off, and then so we went up there and got in some did that album. Yeah, that was it. But it was kind of separate from UFO. We didn't at that point want to say, well, this is UFO, rather than want to give everybody the opportunity to say, well, I'm either going to do it or I'm not. So, but that was a fill-in thing, which I must say was highly enjoyable.
And Phil, how was working in the same band for more than 50 years?
I haven't really noticed it. It's never actually felt like I was working in a band. It was always a bit like, started off as being, obviously everybody wants the same thing, but it starts off as fun. You're with your mates, you're having a good time, and it gets a bit serious, but hopefully you keep that thread running through it of, enjoyment. So I don't feel like I've been working in a band. It's more like, hello, should we go and have a play? That kind of thing. Do you want to come out and play today?
No.
Yeah, it's more like that kind of matey stuff. Once there's no niggling people with egos or stuff, and it's meant to be how it is, Yeah, want to come out and play today? Yeah, come on then.
Have you made big sacrifice for UFO?
Only in so much as when, I think most bands have this, because when you start the band thing, you're not going to get, unless you're in a very, great situation. Most bands struggle to get the money to do the gigs. So you either go down and you don't do it, like, you go, I can't do this, I've got to get the money to do something, or you grit your teeth and you think, right, we're going to do this, and then you blindly carry on until you get something that you think you deserve, or you get the results you want. So once you're over that bridge, it's not plain sailing, but it's a lot better than that initial struggle,
I was thinking of something more romantic. For example, a girlfriend that you left because the band was more important, a song that you didn't see the birth of the song.
Oh, dear, you old romantic.
Yeah.
Not really. No, anything. No, it's going on the road and leaving either your spouse or your girlfriend or whatever behind for weeks, maybe months at a time it's a no-go. It won't last unless you've got something extra special. So there's no real romance there. There's a lot of it's quite a bit of heartache actually. So it's not great for relationships.
I would like to mention three musicians that you have in the band in different times, and I would like that you give me an opinion, a point of view about them. I think that the most controversial is the first, that is Michael Schenker.
Michael Schenker.
Yes.
Michael came to us just when Bernie Marsden had, that was it, didn't arrive, and bless him, Michael, came to us then at the point where it was just things just slotted into place, and we got Michael because of his style. He plays a different kind of style, more of a melodic rock. He can fit a great melody in. You know, I can pick a melody out of his stuff and put a song around it. He would play a great melody. So Michael came to us just at that point where everything fitted into place. And obviously things went up and down and hot and cold. But all in all, it was great. It was a great time. We did some really cool records, and we generally, I think, we had a good time doing them. And obviously, nothing's going to last. Nothing's going to last forever. So that went a bit pear-shaped. But all in all, it was a really. I'm very happy with the albums we did together. They're great. Well, that's my opinion, obviously. I'm not going to go, they were a pile of old rubbish, am I? No, I thoroughly enjoyed that time.
The other musician is Bernie Marsden. He was in the band for a short period, but it was relevant for you, his presence in the band. And it was thanks to Bernie that you met Michael Schenker, I imagine.
Yeah. Strangely enough, just before Bernie, we had Larry Wallace, who was actually the original guitarist in Motorhead. And we had Larry Wallace, and then Larry's style was a bit too wild, left field, and because Bernie was a more blues-based guitarist, and we went in that direction to lean towards a more bluesy feel, and then there we go. And then of course we got Michael, which worked. That's what I meant. It fitted in the jigsaw puzzle. It worked then because we had Larry, we had Bernie, and then Michael came in, and but in between, of course, we'd had Paul. Paul also Chapman was playing with us. I'd forgotten that. Yeah, Paul was in there. It was a bit of a. Look, from Paul Chapman came back, Bernie came, then Michael came, then we had two guitarists with Chapman and Michael. So we were kind of cooking, a bit like cooking. So we've got a few more currants than we needed, and a bit too much flour and mixing. Yeah, we were cooking now, trying to find the ingredients which would work for us, and Bernie was on the way to Michael then.
And the last is maybe, I didn't count, but it's maybe the guitar player that has been more years in UFO. That is Vinnie Moore.
More years in UFO. Vinnie, bless him. Vinnie came with us at a kind of a very unstable time. But Vinnie was easy, great to work with, very nice guy. Actually, I send him a bill for that too. A very nice guy. Great player. It was perfect. Because then we was having problems with Pete. And Pete was going through a bad patch, which didn't help anything. But no, Vinny, I had a marvellous time playing with him.
According to you, is UFO totally finished, or you prefer to think that never say never?
Oh no, I would say it's finished because I know I wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have done the last tour otherwise, and I don't think that would be. I never think that's quite fair to continually go say, "Oh, that's our last tour." And people say, "Oh, well, I'm going to that, and I've paid this amount of money for that," and then next week they go, "Oh, we're doing another one." And they go, "Well, what the fuck did you say that was the last?" And I don't see that happening.
Okay, and in this moment, how is your own daily routine far from the UFO tours?
My daily routine is pretty much similar, except on tour I don't take the dog for a walk. But I've got to get her out now. I don't take the dog for a walk, and I certainly won't be doing any gardening on tour. Or what's the other one? Opening bills on tour. Yeah. No, it's on tour or at home. It's kind of pretty much, pretty much similar. The only thing on tour is, of course, you get lunchtime in the pub sometimes, which can be a bit distracting. But no, they're both equally very, very nice.
Those were our questions. Let me tell you to finish the interview that it was a pleasure talking to you. Yes, my name is
talking to you.
My name is Tony Gonzalez. I was born in Cuba and I'm living here in Spain in the last 15 years. I never imagined when I listen your recordings that one day I will have the opportunity not only talking to you, to see UFO in concert, and I saw you twice in France and Spain. So thank you for the music and thank you for this interview.
Thank you, Tony. I'm going to say something in Spanish then, but damn, I can't. I got this one. Tres beer.
Okay.
Is that'll work? Oh, dos beer? No, tres.
Dos vías.
Oh, okay. That'll work.
That word.
All right, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Phil. Thank you.
All
Thanks
right,
to you.
I hope you get the transcript okay, because I was pissing around sometimes, but I think you got it.
No, I got it. It will be really
All
good.
right.
No problem.
We'll have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Bye.